And again, thank you for adjusting.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Colby, and I'm very proud to represent the Stanley Sawtooth Chamber of Commerce as the grant administrator. Joe Merzwinski is our president, and together, along with our board and chamber members, we represent one of the most remote and most remarkable tourism destinations in the West, Stanley, Idaho, and the Sawtooth Valley. The Stanley Sawtooth Chamber of Commerce has been the dedicated voice of tourism for the region for 40 years. Our mission is simple: to connect the community, enhance economic success, and celebrate the unique mountain culture of the Sawtooth Valley. We are governed by a board of directors with an executive board of 3 serving as president, treasurer, and secretary. Surrounded by more designated wilderness than anywhere else in the lower 48 states, Stanley is a destination that demands deliberate, strategic marketing to convert interest into overnight stays, and that's exactly what we deliver. Moving into the marketing plan, I'd like to briefly address the council's written feedback. On the budget, the 31% increase was built from the marketing plan outward. 2 new pilot programs, expanded shoulder season efforts, and our first coordinated international push through SEMA drove that increase. The 11% growth in regional receipts validates the investment. It doesn't necessarily act as a ceiling. If reductions are needed, we'd protect digital advertising, SEO, SEM, and event sponsorships, and scale back print, broadcast, pilots, and direct mail, direct mail first. On success metrics, our 2026-27 targets are intentionally conservative: 6% option tax growth, 10% website traffic growth, 15% social media engagement growth, 10% email subscriber growth, and 10% shoulder season option tax growth specifically. Progress will be reported through the cycle in our narrative reports. On the administrator transition, in February and March, I completed more than 10 multi-hour training sessions alongside outgoing administrator Danny Hansen, plus state-led training with Idaho Commerce officers prior to my formal adoption of the role on April 1st. Danny continues on as a resource throughout the cycle through Dino Marketing, operating under a completely separate vendor contract. All work requires full board approval and is documented in meeting minutes. On a personal note, although I plan to always continue learning, the patience and help provided thus far from Eva, Alexis, and Jennifer has been very appreciated. On SEMA, the partnership with Chalice and Salmon is active and funded. Current efforts include a joint IOGA influencer campaign in July, shared placements in the Idaho Travel Guide and 208 Things to Do, along with participation in the International Roundup in Idaho Falls, the most cost-effective international market entry this alliance will ever have. And regarding stickers, the budgeted $7,000 reflects more than 10 activity-specific designs, each requiring original, commissioned artwork plus dedicated print runs. The connection to overnight stays is peer-to-peer. A sticker on a water bottle or a bumper is precise. It sparks a conversation with someone who trusts the person displaying it. And that person is precisely the audience most likely to plan an overnight visit. And although the space will be small, we plan to put a QR code on the stickers to follow their journey. To put it into perspective, StanleyCC.org recorded 104,000 active users between August and March of this grant cycle. If just 5% of them visit Stanley and 10% display a sticker somewhere visible, that's 520 organic brand impressions happening in living rooms and coffee shops across the country at zero additional cost. With that, I'd like to turn to the Chamber's marketing plan for 2026-27. Our marketing plan is built on relationships. Locally, we partner with the businesses that make Stanley unforgettable. Businesses such as Mountain Village Resort, the Casino Club, Redfish Properties, Papa Bruni's, and more. Along with a vibrant community of guides and outfitters, including IOGA and Wild West Horse Adventures. Regionally, we co-invest with neighboring ITC grantees in Chalice and Salmon as a part of the Salmon River Corridor. a rising tide approach where we promote the entire region under one unified message without duplicating effort. At the state level, we hope to participate in the Miles Partnership Co-op through Idaho Tourism with the intent of making our first coordinated international marketing push through the International Roundup in Idaho Falls. Our media strategy for 2026-27 is digital first, along with 2 exciting new channels introduced as pilots. The majority of our budget flows to Meta and Google, platforms that let us directly target proven Tier 1 markets, Salt Lake City, Phoenix, and Seattle. These are cities with direct flights into Sun Valley, making a multi-day extension to Stanley an easy sell. New this cycle, we're piloting a broadcast television campaign with a Boise Network affiliate. Short 5 to 10 second awareness spots timed in the spring with a QR code going straight to our lodging page. We are also launching a digital audio campaign through Miles Partnership, placing ads across Spotify, iHeart, and SiriusXM at key seasonal transitions to reach outdoor enthusiasts exactly when they're planning their next adventure. On the traditional side, we plan to continue strategic print placements in Times News, Mountain Express, and Sun Valley Taste, but we've evolved our approach. Rather than a single large ad, we will run multiple smaller, consistent placements timed alongside our digital campaigns, each with a QR code and UTM link for cross-channel tracking. Print is a supporting voice, not the lead. Approximately 75% of our advertising budget flows to digital, Meta, Google, SEM, SEO, email through AMP ID, along with our new 2 broadcast pilots. The remaining 25% covers print, out of home, international, stickers, direct mail, and our food passport program. Our website and SEO are handled through web markets on an ongoing monthly basis, a shift from burst campaigns to compounding long-term digital authority. Creative and social media management continues with Dino Marketing, led by outgoing grant manager Danny Hansen, whose intimate knowledge of Stanley ensures our brand voice stays authentic. A key priority this cycle is shoulder season growth, fall and winter specifically. The recent holiday campaign alone drove a 200% increase in online traffic from November to December. We're building on that with a full slate of winter campaigns supporting Winterfest, the Pond Hockey Tournament, the New Year's Eve in Stanley. Fall campaigns launch in August, reinforcing the message that adventure does not end on Labor Day. We intend to turn one-time visitors to year-round overnight guests. We will sponsor 6 nonprofit events in 2026-27, Winterfest, the Pond Hockey Tournament, the Idaho Dark Sky Alliance, the Sawtooth Salmon Festival, the Sawtooth Valley Gathering, and Thursday night street dances. Every event we sponsor has an overnight stay component, which is a requirement for our sponsorship consideration. We'll also attend 2 trade shows, the Snowmobile Show through Mountain Village Resort and the Salt Lake City International Sportsman's Expo, direct access to Tier 1 audiences who are actively planning their next outdoor trip. I also plan to attend I-Court this cycle, investing in my own professional development on behalf of the Chamber and bringing new strategies back to the community. We measure success through 3 lenses. First, the Stanley Option Tax, which is our most direct measure of visitor spending. We grew that by 14.3% year over year. Second, web analytics through Google Analytics, where every campaign carries a unique UTM link. Our holiday campaign alone drove 21,000 tracked website visitors in under 2 months. Third, social media growth and engagement. Last cycle, we grew Facebook by 2,300 followers and Instagram by 2,400, driving more than 64,000 website visits. The Sawtooth Valley is one of the most spectacular places in the world. And for 40 years, the Chamber has worked to make sure the world knows it. The ITC grant is not just a marketing budget, it is an investment in the small businesses, the guides, the restaurateurs, and the families who have built their lives in one of the most remote and beautiful areas of Idaho. The Stanley Sawtooth Chamber of Commerce is grateful for the Chamber's continued partnership, for the Council's continued partnership, confident in the plan in front of you, and committed to making the 2026-27 grant cycle the strongest one yet. Thank you, and I welcome any questions.
Thank you, Ryan. Council, anybody have any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a couple comments. First of all, Ryan, welcome. The first of many, I hope, for you to
Me
make
too.
presentations here. It's been a seamless transition from Danny to you. I'm really impressed with that because a lot of organizations don't seem to be quite as smooth
Thank you.
as you have been. And the presentation was excellent. It was thoughtful. The points that you brought up were spot on. And, I'm looking forward to the continued progress that you are making, especially in the shoulder and I don't even want to call it the off season, but
Understood.
the cooler season.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's all I really want to say.
Thank
Is
you very
welcome
much.
and very
Appreciate
nice
it.
job.
Thank you.
Other questions from the council?
Mr. Chair, just to comment as well, again, welcome,
Thank you.
great presentation. A suggestion, so the food passport component that you have, I know that the Idaho Lodging and Restaurant Association has been doing foodie trails, for lack of a better term, in other regions of the state. I don't know if they have Region 7 planned, but I will say it was successful in partnering with them in Region 4, and I think it's been successful up in Region 2 as well. So Pam may be someone you want to reach out to see if there are any lessons learned or feedback you could get for that program.
Yeah.
I myself enjoy staying a few days in Stanley because there are a few great restaurants. So
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that was one of the points that was brought up in the initial round of feedback. I hadn't heard of it, neither had the chamber up until that feedback was presented. And so with initial looking at it, it's between $75 and $350 for membership for the restaurants themselves. But I came to find out just in one of the previous presentations that there are different opportunities for grantees, which is something that we'll be able to look into. At the moment, our food passport program's been in progress for a little while. We kind of want to walk before we run, but very well noted.
Yeah, I'm not sure who brought that up about the Lost Restaurant Lodging Association. Might have been me.
It might have been.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, just a couple quick comments. Again, welcome.
Thank you.
I appreciate the answers and the level of detail in the answers. That was very helpful. And I like the fact that you guys are doing so many partnerships, the rising tide in the area. So please continue to keep that up. Multi-regionals, that's what our role is to make sure that you guys are successful. So I'm sure Pam will reach out and you can reach out to her, and through the grantee relationship, you don't need to pay to be a member of ILRA. There may be value in your members to be members of ILRA, but from a grantee perspective, they will work with you to create some kind of program for your area. And it has been helpful, at least I know, in those two regions. So
Yeah, and for what it's worth, it seems you have a direct connection at some point. But when we work on our food passport program, we'll be happy to share any kind of insights we have from our area for them as well.
and you can also reach out directly to me.
Yep.
Eva?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I feel really bad that I didn't say hi to you yesterday. I walked right by you and I said to Jennifer later, who was that? And she told me who you were, and I really apologize.
No
I
worries.
was like, you look familiar, but it's the legislature. I'm just gonna keep walking.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to formally say hello. It's
Hello.
really good to see you in person. One of our 10 new grant administrators that I keep referencing, but also one of the first to ask for training. You and Sandpoint got ahead of the ball way faster than anyone else would. You also transitioned super well. I know Mike did allude to that, but I really do want to talk about, transitioning in this grant is hard. Transitioning in this program is hard, and not having somebody hold your hand along the way is difficult. And you and Danny have done a really, really good job handing over the baton. Also, when we did do training, you also asked really thoughtful questions that I think really reiterates that you understand in a way that maybe somebody who is super, super new might not. You asked me procurement questions. You asked me questions about match commitments. You asked me the difference between in kind and cash match. So you're already way ahead of the game. Just letting you know, it's a really good sign that you understand the questions to ask first and foremost. But it's still a long road. So there still will need to be training, especially as it relates to travel policy. Stanley doesn't do a lot of travel. So once we get there, let's talk about it. If you ever start doing fam trips or any sort of site visits, or you do start doing any travel, let us know, because we really, really want to get you set up for success before you start going down that road, as opposed to fixing something that you misunderstand later. I do also want to highlight something that we talked a lot about in your training, but also something that was highlighted in your grant is the fires. One of the things that can impact tourism is nature, right? It has nothing to do with you. It's nature. We do have a section in the handbook that allows for informational advertising. So use it if you need it. If you're in a position where you need to stop marketing the area, you can put out a message that essentially says, due to the fires, this area is closed for now, but we will let you know, and you can push out a campaign to let them know when you're open, essentially. And that is an allowable cost through the grant program. So I just want to highlight that those types of costs are allowable, because we know that it's an impact to your tourism. So just use those dollars wisely if you need to pivot again. But also, good job. You guys did an amazing job. Also a testament to Danny as well, that a lot of that was done. You guys did so well making sure that everyone was safe, first and foremost, but also the way you pivoted was really successful as well. And I just wanted to highlight both you and Danny doing an amazing job there, and also to formally say hello.
Yes. Well, thank you. And on that note, Danny has done an amazing job. I feel very thankful that she wasn't just like, okay, bye. And not that she would ever do that, but for that wildfire campaign, the remarketing effort was super successful. And so we're working it into our annual schedule to not just do big, scary events. It's much more planting the seed for that year-round tourism growth.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you very much.
Any chance we've gotten our technical difficulties worked out?